Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience. In today's video we'll be learning how to draft an off-shoulder bustier pattern with a sweetheart neckline. Before we get started, kindly click the subscribe button. If you have done that, let's get into it. I'll be using 6 yards of Ankara fabric for this dress. I've gone ahead to draft my half scale block. I have a video on how to draft this. I'll put the link on the description box. So on the back piece, this is my shoulder to half length, which is 16 inches. And for the front piece is 18 inches because of this 2-inch for bust dart. So I'll keep the back piece aside. I'll be working on the front piece. This is the chest line, bust line and the waist line. Now I'll be adding the underbust line. So I'll mark my shoulder to underbust, which is 14 inches. Remember, this is an off shoulder pattern, so I'll be taking out 6 inches for my off shoulder, which is also the over bust. So you can take out 5 inches or 7 inches, depends on how high or low you want it. To tighten the over bust, I'll mark the midpoint of my shoulder line. What I have here is 5 inches. So the midpoint is 2.5 inches and I'll connect to the bust band this way. For the over bust tightening, I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides this way. For a smaller size, you can mark 0.75 on both sides. So I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides this way. And I'll connect the 1 inch to the bust band measurement. So you can use a straight ruler to do this. That is it for the upper bust tightening. For the under bust tightening, my bust band measurement is 8 inches. So from the folded edge here, I'll go in by 3 inches. So if your bust band measurement is 7 inches, you can go in by 2.5 inches or 2.75 inches. So this is the 3 inches, as you can see, and I'll start measuring the 3 inches from the other dart leg. This dart leg, I'll start measuring the 3 inches from the other dart leg this way, and I will mark quarter of my under bust circumference. So quarter of my under bust circumference is 8.5 inches. After doing that, I'll measure what I have left. This is about 3/4 inch. So normally you have about ½ inch or 3/4 inch. Then I'll mark the 3/4 inch on this part where I have the bust darts, as you can see. So this is the 3 inches and this is the 3/4 inch. Now I'll be placing my curve. Now to place my curve, instead of connecting the 3/4 inch to the bust band, I'll connect it to sit on this other dart leg. This is to avoid sharp points in order to have a smooth transition, especially when I want to close the bust dart. So I'll start from this dart leg down to the 3/4 inch. So I still have about 1/4 inch space in between. To place the other curve, I'll connect the 3 inches to the bust band this way. After doing that, I'll extend the curved lines down to the hem. That is it for the under bust tightening. I will make sure to blend this part to avoid sharp points. The next thing I'm going to do is to curve the sweetheart neckline. From this 3 inches neck depth, I will go down by 6 inches. So this is the chest line area. So from the shoulder line, it is 9 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect it this way for my sweetheart neckline. So it depends on how deep you want the sweetheart neckline. So my across chest measurement is 12 inches. Since my pattern is folded into 2, I'll be marking 6 inches. That is half of it. So I'll start from this dart leg and I'll measure down to the folded edge. Remember, I'll be taking in these darts. So I'll mark, what I have here is 3.625. So I'll continue to measure the 3.6 6 to 5 from the other dart leg and mark my 6 inches for half of my across chest measurement, and I'll recreate the arm side. So when I take in these darts, I'll still have my 6 inches for half of my across chest measurement. So that is it for the front piece. I'll go ahead and shade the darts to help us get a perfect picture, and I'll cut it out. I'll go ahead and close the bust dart, use my sellotape to secure it. As you can see, the side seam is not aligned. I'll align it and cut it out. So this is the front piece. This is how it came out. Now I'll be cutting out the back piece. The first thing I'll do is to mark the over bust line, that is the off shoulder, which is 6 inches, and I'll extend the bust span measurement to the over bust line. To tighten the over bust on the back, I'll be marking ½ inch on both sides, and I'll extend the line straight to the hem. To mark my across chest measurement, which is 6 inches, I'll measure from the folded edge to the first dart leg. What I have here is 3.5 inches, and I'll place this 3.5 inches on the other dart leg this way, as you can see, and mark my across chest measurement and recreate the arm side. That is it for the back piece. So you can leave the neckline this way, or you can go down by 1 inch or 2 inches and curve the back neck. At this point, if you want a dartless back, you can go ahead and secure the dart with a sellotape and cut it out this way. Or if you want to join the dart, you can go ahead and cut it out. That way you have 4 pieces for the back piece. So that is it for the back piece. Now you can go ahead and add your allowances, the zipper allowance and ½ inch to join the back piece, and also the side seam, and also on the neckline you add ½ inch, and also the hem. So I don't want a joining at the back piece. I've gone ahead to use my sellotape to secure the dart. So I'll be cutting it out this way. I'll just be adding my zipper allowance, side seam, and the ½ inch on the neck and the hem. So to cut out the fusible fleece or the wadding, I'll be leaving about 1 inch on the neckline and cut out the shape of the bust, and I'll end on the underbust. I'll do the same thing here. I'll leave about 1 inch and also leave about 1 inch on the arm side area and curve it down to the underbust like this. So I'll be doing this on my fabric, and I'll ensure the part that has the glue is facing the wrong side of the fabric or the lining. So I'll be placing it on the lining and not the fabric. To cut out the sleeve, I've gone ahead to mark the baseline, the cap height, and the hem of the sleeve. So on the cap height, I'll mark half of my armhole measurement. Another way to get the cap width is to divide the bust by 6 plus 1.5, and I'll connect it to half of my round elbow. So for the base of the sleeve, my across chest measurement is 12 inches. So for the front and the back, that is 12 plus 12 inches, which is 24. My round off shoulder measurement is 45 inches. So I'll minus this 24 inches from the 45 inches. That will give me 21 inches. I'll divide the 21 inches by 2 for both sleeves. That is 10.5 inches. Since the pattern is folded into 2, I'll divide the 10.5 inches by 2. That is 5.25. So I'll mark the 5.25 on the base line here and curve the arm side. So this is the 10.5 inches, and that is it for the sleeve. I've gone ahead to cut it out on my fabric and the lining, adding 1/2 inch round and 1 inch for side seam. I ironed an interfacing on the fabric and the lining. If you like, you can double it. Also on the back piece, I ironed an interfacing on the fabric and the lining. And I'll be using a medium wadding. I've gone ahead to cut it out and iron it on the wrong side of the lining, as you can see. So I like attaching it on the lining to avoid fabric shrinkage. I'll iron another interfacing on it this way, as you can see. I'll be joining this off-shoulder bustier on the next sewing video. I'll be using it to make a gathered waist maxi dress. I'll put the link on the description below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, click on the subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell to be updated when I upload a new video. See you guys on the next one.